Hey, Chris Matthew here. I had a chance to hack on computes.io a little bit more this weekend and came up with this idea around operations, which I think is pretty interesting. So I developed a sentiment analysis operation that lets you just basically call it from the compute's kernel, and you can run this on an unlimited number of cores that you have attached to the supercomputer. But basically, you pass it a string, and it returns a score of sentiment. Whether or not this was trending good or bad or neutral. So check this out. Remember, if you go to computes, you get your own domain key. You come here to this sentiment computes. This is like the example in the kernel. So if you look at the kernel, you npm install computes, and then see this code right here. That's an example how to compute 9,000 factorial across multiple cores. You basically just run this instead. It's the same setup, but on ready, you define data to be whatever you want the sentiment analysis to review, like I love Skynet. And then you pass it, and then the operation is basically the URL of the operation itself. So if you go to GitHub and you go to operations sentiment index.js, that's this URL. Actually, it's the raw. It's the raw version of it. I'm going to make this easier, maybe as a library, but I just think this is fascinating. So if we come to here and we run, so you see I've got 8 cores running here. If I run node npm-sentiment, I love it. Look how fast that came back. That found a core that was available. It ran the script remotely. The core comes back. I love Skynet tokenized, and it says the words that really show value is the word love, and it scored it a 3. So pretty cool. I did something similar to MD5 password cracking or hash cracking. So if you go back to operations and you go to MD5 cracker, again, this is a JavaScript function designed to crack MD5 hashes. And I have a very small MD5 kernel here. As you can see, the operation is the raw version of MD5 cracker, and I'm basically going to send it across 8 cores, and I'm going to say here's the hash I want to crack. So if we go back to here and we say node npm md5, there we go. So it's spinning up worker cores to crack that password. If we watch the cores, there we go. They're already started cracking. So it's passing in the operation we gave it. I can hear my fan starting to kick in because literally this is running across 8 simultaneous cores at one time. Just so happens to be on my computer, but it could be a Beowulf cluster or really anything. Yeah, so it looks like it's hacking away. The fans are really kicking in good. So anyhow, you get the idea. I thought maybe it would have been a little bit quicker than that, but it's still crunching away trying to crack that MD5 hash. So stay tuned for more uh, operations library, perhaps, and a way to kind of string all of these computes functions or routines together.